The the three bands that stand out the most to me on the Mayhem tour is Norma Jean.
Yeah.
Great band. They're just very emotional about what they're doing and believe in every note they play. And it's rare. It's rare. And they're not just playing a bunch of notes that they think sounds cool. They're actually playing from their heart, and I know that because I can watch them. I can feel it when I watch them. Also, Lamb of God, great metal band. I think one of the best metal bands in the last 10 years. Also, Korn.
I was going to say, besides Korn.
I think, I'm still a fan of our band, so I still love the songs. I still love getting up there every night. And it's the thing where, you might be tired and like, oh, God, I'm just tired, and you feel tired walking up to the stage and stuff and kind of stretching, your neck might hurt. But when the songs hit and the curtain goes down and the fans scream, it's worth every moment. Things that you run through your mind over and over again, that compulsive thinking habit that everybody has inside of us and that you don't put a voice to. I think that's sort of where we draw our inspiration from. At least we did on the last album, on Remember Who You Are. That was a big theme, to kind of learn to shut off your mind and appreciate the moment, and stop and just not look at only the room, but listen to the stillness of the air and, the tree, the microphone, the camera guy, Jason, your laugh, the sound, and it's just about turning your mind off, and that was the theme, sort of.
What's your favorite?
Guitar. One distorted note. No, I don't know. I think my favorite sound would have to be my daughter's voice. That's my favorite sound. We were in Europe last year, and Jonathan started, you get a little bored on the road, because there's a lot of downtime. There's like most of the day, you're kind of just like making things to do. So Jonathan started to record some riffs and stuff. He's got a little portable recorder, and then he started to come up with this really cool concept of talking about social issues, not so many political issues, but a couple, just about the corruption of politicians and politics, and religion. Same thing, the corruption about that. He was talking about, he had put together this really cool sort of concept that he wanted to do, but as soon as we got into the studio with Ross, that kind of all went out the door, because he started talking about what's on Jonathan's mind right now. What are we all feeling? What are you feeling right now? And that's sort of what we captured, and that's what became the theme. So the whole concept thing went out the door, which is okay, because those ideas are still there, yeah. And we can, later write a record around those themes. But the intention was to capture that aggressiveness that sort of launched this band and lit the fire between the fans and the band. And I think it took Ross to sort of bring that out of us. It's like a muscle you have to exercise, to keep it strong and keep its integrity and its strength. That's all it needed. It's there within us, and it's there within me and Jonathan and Fieldy, and it just needs to be dusted off and worked and exercised so that we can continue that path. And it's sort of like we kind of refocused everything and took Ross to kind of like basically give us a bitch slap. Through the years, and in an industry that's so fickle, with not only you know, if you're not selling records, you're done. And I have so many friends that put out albums that were great, and if they didn't sell records, you know, they're working 9-to-5 jobs, and that's hard to, you know. And to see that, and to see so many bands come up when we did, and they kind of just fell by the wayside. It's, I think, just we're really grateful, and I think since we've been through so much, and we've gone through it, you know, our drummer left, our guitar player left. I think me and Fieldy and Jonathan feel like this thing is really fragile, and so we appreciate every moment that we're like in the studio or on stage. And I think also we have a lot more patience with each other, and I think that comes from being fathers. Having kids will do that. Teach you patience really quick. I think there's definitely a higher level of appreciation that we have. I think that comes with age too. I think some of the longevity secrets aren't really secrets. It's just common sense about compromise. I think, you know, willing to let go and compromise your ideas, because you know, I remember in the beginning that there were so many ideas that we had, that we felt so strongly about, and we're so stubborn, and our egos were so big that we would never let anybody touch it, and it was appropriate for the time. But this band has become bigger than us. It's become bigger than we are. The music, it fuels a population, a subculture of people that's just completely, we're no longer driving it. They are. The fans, they're driving this huge whatever it is.
Does it ever get overwhelming?
Yeah, it gets overwhelming. I mean, you just kind of, but you have to let go. We've learned to let go of it. The bigger the band got, the more fans we accumulated throughout the world. Sort of, we realize it's bigger than us, and we have to kind of let go and let them sort of push us, instead of us pulling them. You know, it's just like, let's go. We're just sort of on this wild train ride that the fans are now driving the locomotive, and we're just hanging on. We've been on tours with, you know, Ozzy, who has a different demographic, an age demographic, and so we've accumulated some of Ozzy's fans through the years. Metallica, we've toured with Metallica, so theirs fills in a little bit more of a gap, and then some newer bands that we've toured with, and so there's a wide range of age group. And now we're starting to see Korn fans that bring in their kids, 10 and 11-year-olds, you know, and turning them on to Korn at an early age, which is really cool. So there's, you know, there's a lot of an age difference. I don't know if
but everybody can identify.
Yeah, I mean, because it's all that continuous mind, your own mind screwing yourself every day, making you believe something you're not. No. It's a dialogue that's in your head that keeps going, and if you can hear yourself, if you can stop yourself thinking, or hear yourself repetitively obsessing about something, then you're making some progress, I think. I've been working on a project for a couple years between Korn projects, or not projects, between Korn. Korn isn't really a project. It's called Fear in the Nervous System, and it's a project I put together with Brooks Wackerman, who plays drums with Bad Religion, Billy Gould, who plays bass with Faith No More, a singer from a band called Repeater. They're out of Long Beach, and a couple of really talented producers, and I've been really keeping it very close to me and tight because I don't want to, you know, premature ejaculate it. I want to keep it, you know, I want to keep everyone's balls blue about it, so that when they hear it, they're excited, you know. It's something that's, you know, I worked hard on, and it's close to my heart, and it doesn't sound like Korn, which is cool. I used all 6-string guitars, all vintage stuff, Fenders and Gibsons, and all old amps, and it's kind of, I don't know, it's a little bit gothic, and not like rock gothic, sort of Rothic. Not as in David Lee Rothick, but as in like Korn gothic.
Yeah.
Gothic. I'm hoping by the end of the year, our tour schedule, it's all done. It has to be mixed and mastered, which will take a couple of weeks. As soon as I can get home,
so
it's all done. I mean, it's great. It's like 12 or 13 tracks, and it's cool. The singer's got great lyrics. Really intelligent guy. His name's Steve Krolikowski. It's all about the bar chord.